New details tonight on a restaurant owner charged with sexually assaulting a waitress who works for him.
NBC 10's Olivia Fector was live at the DiMare restaurant in East Greenwich, which was closed today. Olivia.
Well, Jean and Patrice, 30-year-old Treven Leonard and his wife apparently own the restaurant together. The allegations against Leonard include sexual assault and physical threats against a woman who worked for him. On Friday, DiMare restaurant on South County Trail was closed. A sign blamed it on a family emergency. We went to Treven Leonard's house in West Warwick, trying to get his side of the story. Cars were parked outside the house and someone looked through a window, but no answer at the door. Friday morning, 30-year-old Leonard was led out of court in handcuffs. He faces several felony charges after a waitress at his restaurant accused him of physically threatening her in early April.
He would flip open this knife. He would not lunge at her, but he would put it at her chest at various times, and he put it at her back various times.
And on April 8th, the waitress alleges she was groped by her boss.
She was getting ready to check out, and when she went into the office to hand her boss the paperwork, the defendant before you simultaneously groped her.
Leonard has been charged with 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault and 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. His bail has been set for $25,000 with surety. Leonard was instructed to have no contact with the victim. Well, the judge told Leonard in court this morning he can't enter a plea to any of these charges yet. Since they're felony charges, they will have to be resolved later in Superior Court. Live in East Greenwich, Olivia Fector, NBC 10 News.
The penalty phase of the Boston Marathon bombing trial resumes Monday, and Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's family is now in town for that. Tonight, we're learning more about their stay in Massachusetts. We showed you this video of the family arriving at Logan Airport last night on the night team. Today, police in Revere say the family is staying at a hotel there during the trial. And the manager of that hotel tells the Boston Herald that other guests have been canceling reservations because of the family's stay. Stay with NBC 10 during this phase of the trial. We have a special seat reserved in the courtroom all next week, and that means we can bring you the most complete coverage as the jury decides whether Tsarnaev will live or die.
Right now at 6, a fraternity pledge at Johnson & Wales University is suing the frat. Terrence Bennett of New York is going after Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity, insisting he was subjected to brutal hazing. He says members beat him with wooden paddles, urinated on him, forced him to consume large amounts of alcohol, deprived him of sleep, and burned him with cigarettes, resulting in a 1-month hospital stay. The university has since banned that fraternity from the campus and could take action against the accused students.
The actions that could be taken by the university up and through dismissal from the university, depending on what we learn.
Lawsuit names more than a dozen frat members, including a student from Warwick. Bennett is seeking unspecified damages.
And new developments in the city of Providence's fight against Shark Bar and Grill. NBC 10 has learned the city filed papers in court. It claims that the Board of Licenses should still be able to hold a hearing on revoking the bar's licenses. A stay was issued on the hearing after the bar and grill went into receivership. City officials want to nullify the bar's license. Former House Speaker Gordon Fox admitted to taking bribes from Shark's owners to get a liquor license. Fox, in the meantime, is set to be sentenced on corruption charges in June.
All right, Cover Your Trust continues now. Next at 6, expensive overtime. Why the warden says he had to pay guards millions in overtime pay last year.
Judgment, a local judge accused of questionable and odd behavior. Tonight, the NBC 10 I team is digging deeper into how the state investigates those who are supposed to uphold the law. And Mark, it's got to get warm sometime.
It has to, right?
Yeah.
Maybe just not tonight. Certainly, it's another chilly night. Patrice, freeze warning in effect for many areas overnight. Looks a little milder for the weekend. We've got a little sunshine right now in Narragansett. A lot more in your weekend forecast in a few minutes.
Closed captioning on NBC 10 is brought to you by Cardi's Furniture. Nairobi offers same-day mattress delivery 7 days a week.
Expensive overtime. An audit finds that the state paid its correctional officers $1.5 million more in overtime than anticipated. The administrators say staffing shortages are to blame. There's a hiring freeze because of a federal discrimination lawsuit over how correctional officers are hired. The department paid a total of $18.3 million for overtime in 2014.
New details now on the so-called Taylor Swift tax. A Rhode Island lawmaker says that he wants to kill a proposed tax on luxury vacation homes. Speaker of the House, Nicholas Mattiello, tells Rhode Island Public Radio that he hopes the state will have the money to eliminate the so-called Taylor Swift tax proposed by Governor Raimondo. It would put a tax on vacation homes worth more than $1 million, like the one the pop singer owns in Westerly. Critics say that it would send a bad message about the state's tax climate. The governor says the tax is projected to generate about $12 million to help alleviate the state's budget crisis. And the owners of the Postocks will be in Providence on Monday. They'll meet with the I-195 Redevelopment District Commission about their plans for a new ballpark for the team. The ownership team wants to build a new stadium along the Providence River. But costs, taxes, and public property issues could be roadblocks. We've also learned that there's a protest planned outside the meeting by those who don't want the park built. We'll be there on Monday and bring you any new developments as they happen.
All right, new at 6 now. Safety system. We're getting an exclusive look at the new way we're trying to stop wrong-way drivers.
Plus potential problems. Even more Massachusetts officials say they're concerned about the reliability of the breathalyzer.
Here's what we're working on for the Monday Sunrise Show. Defense attorneys for Dzhokhar Tsarnaev will begin to make their arguments to save their client's life.
Of course, we're talking about the rain chances as we kick off the early part of the week. And we'll tell you about some possible toxic elements inside your home.
We'll also bring you some job openings if you're looking for work or perhaps a career change, and we'll have some fun too. So enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you bright and early Monday on the Sunrise Show.
New details now at 6 on an I-Team exclusive. A Rhode Island judge under investigation for at least 3 formal complaints. The most unusual, that he often takes his pants off while he's in chambers.
It's certainly a strange one, but there are also accusations of heavy-handed treatment in court. The NBC 10 I-Team first broke the story last night, and tonight we take a closer look at how the state investigates judges.
It's been 10 years since a judge was sanctioned. I-Team reporter Parker Gavigan follows up.
The NBC 10 I-Team has learned Rhode Island District Court Judge Rafael Ovelis is under investigation following at least 3 complaints filed with the state's Commission on Judicial Tenure and Discipline.
The commission is charged with investigating allegations of misconduct or unfitness for serving as a judge.
Sources close to the investigation tell me Ovelis is being reviewed for alleged mistreatment of attorneys and court employees. But according to a complaint filed by a female clerk, the judge often removes his pants while he's in chambers, his private office, when he is not dressed in a black robe. Sources say court employees have seen it, find it strange, and are uncomfortable when asked to come into the judge's chambers on official business. The court says Ovelis was not available for a comment and unreachable this week. We asked the court for some data, like how many complaints they receive against judges and how many judges have been recently disciplined. Well, the short answer, not many. Over the last 5 years, 95 complaints have been filed against judges and 91 have been dismissed. The last judge to be sanctioned was Marjorie Yasher 10 years ago. Yasher was a traffic court judge when she was censured by the Supreme Court for leaving work early, not following the instructions of the chief judge, and yelling at police officers after she was arrested for a car accident. Yasher retired from the bench after 20 years. Judge Ovelis now faces questions from the Court Commission. 16 members presently made up of judges and attorneys. Most of their work is done in secret, but if the commission decides to, a public hearing could take place. For the I-Team, Parker Gavigan, NBC 10 News.
If you have a tip for the I-Team, call it in, 401-455-9123, or send an email, iteam@wjar.com.
And new developments now. 3 more district attorney offices in Massachusetts are suspending the use of breathalyzer evidence in DUI cases. Questions were recently raised about the reliability of the tests. Now the Suffolk County DA says it plans to request continuances in any pending DUI cases involving evidence from those tests. 5 other district attorney offices have now suspended using evidence from the tests. The Bristol County DA's office tells us it's not entirely ruling out the use of the breath test evidence, but will not be using them without double-checking results.
All right, the video is only on 10 tonight. The Rhode Island DOT is rolling out a new safety system to combat the problem of wrong-way drivers. NBC 10 was the only station at the Breakneck Hill off-ramp off Route 146 last night when the state police and DOT tested out the motion-activated system. It detects when a driver is going the wrong way. The signs light up and notifies the DOT and the police at the same time. There have been 13 deaths in 7 years in Rhode Island caused by wrong-way drivers.
90% of our fatal accidents, wrong-way drivers are people that are impaired. So it's a huge problem.
The activation devices and the electronics and the communication devices that we've put in place are the backbone of that system. But as time goes on, we'll be adding to these systems as we observe and see their effectiveness.
All right, look for more aggressive policing, stiffer penalties, and lockout devices for those convicted of DUI.
And new at 6 tonight, sprucing up a school. Volunteers from the Red Sox Foundation and National Grid took time out to give one Providence school a new look. The group painted murals inside Gilbert Stewart Middle School. How pretty. Very colorful. It's the first of 6 community service projects scheduled for this spring and summer. A local artist did the outline for the murals. It's all part of a joint effort with City Year. And it was a good day to plant a tree. DEM officials took advantage of Arbor Day to host a ceremony at Rhode Island College. U.S. Senator Jack Reed was on hand. He sits on the committee that helps fund urban forestry projects in the state through DEM's America the Beautiful Tree Grant program.
Well, NBC 10 is finally celebrating summer, and this is a sure sign that warmer weather is on the way. Waterfire has released the schedule for this year. The first partial lighting is Saturday, May 16th. The first full lighting then follows a week later, May 23rd. The last lighting is November 7th. In total, there will be 10 full lightings and 3 partial ones. Check out the full schedule on turnto10.com.
Now, Checkmark's Storm Team 10 forecast.
All right, celebrating summer, let's just celebrate spring. I mean, the temperatures today left a lot to be desired. 62 the average, many of you not out of the upper 40s, barely hitting 51 at the airport today for the official high. The clouds again heavy this afternoon as we expected. Not seeing much in the way of rain showers, though you may catch a sprinkle. There certainly were a few snow showers moving off some of the Great Lakes, especially Lake Ontario earlier this afternoon. You can see that's sort of dwindling now. The influence of this low pressure still spinning just north of the Maine and Canadian border up here. It's over Nova Scotia now, but it'll tend to back down across northern New England over the course of the weekend. Sunday, there'll be some heavier clouds for us, it looks like. And then Monday, Tuesday, we could see a few scattered showers coming back in. Now, for tonight, Clouds continue to thin at 9 o'clock. It's 38 degrees over inland areas, in the 30s at 7 a.m. Sunshine blends with a few clouds. Noontime temperature about 55. We should see highs really for most areas about 55 to 58 tomorrow afternoon. Low 40s at 9 o'clock tonight near the water. 37 at 7 a.m. and about 54 degrees our noontime temperature. Again, that high today 51, 36 the low. Many of you were colder than that 36, and a lot of you will be colder than that temperature again tonight. 62 and 42 the averages, 78 just a few years ago. In 2011, the record high 27, 1930s record low. Once again tonight, a freeze warning. This is from 2 in the morning until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Low 30-degree temperatures are possible in that purpley shaded area off to the north and west of Providence and a good chunk of eastern Connecticut. There's the live pictures out of Narragansett tonight from the Coast Guard House restaurant on the People's Credit Union Skycam. A few folks playing on the beach here in Narragansett, where the temperature on the beach is in the mid-40s right now. Providence, 47 degrees at the airport. West-northwest wind at 10 to 15 miles an hour, and our air is dry. So again, it's that dry air and the combination of the clearing sky and the lighter wind that's going to allow these temperatures to fall fairly quickly this evening. Chepachet's down to 41, Richmond 43, and again Narragansett westerly 45, Newport, Tiverton 46 degrees tonight, and New Bedford at 48. So as this high pressure to the west noses in a little closer to us late tonight, tomorrow morning, low pressure moves a bit farther out to our northeast temporarily. We'll have less wind around for Saturday. Partly sunny, mid to upper 50s. Then we see the clouds and this little bit of low pressure move back across the area on Sunday. So we'll look for some afternoon clouds and maybe a brief shower in the higher elevations, northern Rhode Island and especially Worcester County on Sunday. Closer to the coast, it should stay dry with temperatures again in the upper 50s. West wind 10 to 15 knots. Narragansett Bay, your low tide at Newport's at 7:45 in the morning, and a high tide is just after 2. It's a pretty quiet weekend, just some clouds and sun mixed. I think a little more sun Saturday, and again a little more afternoon cloud cover there on Sunday. Could be a shower later Monday. It looks like afternoon and evening, and then early Tuesday our next chance for rain. Not a lot of heavy rain, but some cool temperatures taking us right to the last few days of April, early next week. Back to you.
All right, don't forget, check Mark's forecast anytime. Facebook, Twitter, and turn210.com.
Surprise! It's a girl. The University of Rhode Island's Peckham Farm recently welcomed a baby donkey. Thing is, no one knew she was on the way until the mom started getting a little chunky. According to the university, Jenny, one of the school's 2 donkeys, gave birth Sunday morning. Since URI's only other donkey is also a female, Jenny must have been pregnant when the university acquired her last year. Donkey gestation lasts about 1 year. URI uses donkeys as guard animals to protect its sheep and goats from coyotes and feral dogs, and she is just adorable.
Sounds like we have another I-Team investigation. All right, sports coverage coming up now. We're headed on board one of the Volvo Ocean Race boats currently en route to Newport.
And I'm Allison Bologna, live in the studio. Coming up tonight, all new at 7 o'clock, Sealing the Deal. A multi-million-dollar project will create something new for sports fans in one local town while cleaning up some old debt. Plus, we've been watching this one closely. Today's the day you can order Apple's newest gadget, the phone. But just what do you get when you buy this watch? The watch phone. The watch, the phone, the watch. All new tonight at 7. Plus, on TV tonight, Grimm at 8 and Dateline NBC at 9. Then join the night team for NBC 10 News at 11.
Download the NBC 10 News app, search WJAR, and get breaking news coverage you trust.
All right, make sure you join me all next week on my radio show on WPRO, the WPRO Morning News with me, News Talk 630 and 99.7 FM. Starts 6 o'clock in the morning, then we go till 9 o'clock every weekday morning on the radio. News, traffic, weather on the 6s, it's all there.
Returning to school next fall. Dunn was projected as a first-round draft pick in this summer's NBA draft. This past year, Dunn earned co-Big East Player of the Year honors, as well as a number of All-America honors. Neither Dunn nor head coach Ed Cooley were available for on-camera comment, but in a statement released by the school, Cooley said that Dunn's ability and leadership will be instrumental to the Friars' success. Also in that release, Dunn was quoted as saying he's looking forward to continuing his growth, improving as a basketball player, and earning his diploma. And all in Friartown exhale a sigh of relief. While the Volvo Ocean Race continues its around-the-world trek Sunday, the race left Brazil. The fleet now heading to its only U.S. stop in Newport. The boat's expected to arrive in Rhode Island on May 8th. Team Alvamedica is skippered by Bristol's Charlie Enright, and I spoke with him as the team sailed approximately 400 miles off the coast of Brazil. This is no pleasure cruise. The Volvo Ocean Race is hardcore racing. And Team Alvamedica, skippered by Bristol's Charlie Enright, is currently in first place. Enright's crew is the youngest entry in the 7-boat field, and I asked what that says about them.
They were pretty resilient. You know, we came into this as one of the lesser experienced teams, and we've been able to go toe-to-toe, you know, with some of the best guys in the world.
The fleet is now 40,000 miles into the world's toughest and longest sporting event. Newport native Nick Dana, the bowman aboard Alvamedica, describes what this experience is like.
I think you become impressed with yourself and how you can cope with living in such tight conditions with the guys around you for such a long period of time. And we all get on very well, but it's still, sometimes it can be overwhelming.
There have been moments of extreme danger when the conditions test the crew's experience and faith.
It's definitely something that you can really only understand if you're a part of it. But I'd say, you know, everybody gets scared at different moments. We'd all be crazy if we didn't.
Prior to the race, the team trained in Newport and is now hoping to return as the race leader.
I think it'd be great for our team, obviously, and I think it'd be great for Newport and the whole entire stopover. You know, a lot of people have worked pretty hard. But, you know, as we always say, all the legs are worth the same number of points. So, yeah, I don't think we put any undue pressure on ourselves. There's just, you know, palpable level of excitement because we are kind of coming home.
What kind of homecoming are you expecting in Newport?
Oh, I'm sure there'll be a ton of people. I was a little worried at first that it was early in the season and maybe everyone wouldn't, you know, have their boats out and be ready to come to Newport. But just from listening to how things are going back home, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty tremendous turnout.
Yeah, I think it will be. The Race Village at Fort Adams will open on May 5th, kicking off a 12-day celebration. It's open to the public. A lot of great things for you to do. And NBC 10 is the official television station of the Newport stopover, so we'll be able to give you a lot of exclusive coverage, and we're really looking forward to that. We hope everybody comes down to Fort Adams.
So cool.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes our video breaks up from Cranston, but that was pretty good, Frank. You got
It was
in the middle of the ocean.
middle of the ocean.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
interview. Loved it.
Aaron, more look at the forecast.
And maybe it'll be warm by then, right? A couple more weeks, we can only hope.
Fingers
Oh,
crossed.
my goodness. A chilly weekend, but at least the sun's out. Upper 50s both days, a few more clouds by Sunday afternoon.
All right, that's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We're already working on NBC 10 News at 11. Our news continues at 7.
Have a good night.